Hello friends. Today I thought we might take a quick walkthrough of my demo for Sonespheres Limitless and my arrangement of Urlicht by Gustav Mahler. Let's dive in. So for those of you who might not be familiar with the song, this was originally from the song cycle Des Knaben Wunderhorn, which I believe translates to the boy's magic horn or the youth's magic horn. And it was also used in Mahler's Second Symphony as the fourth movement. Urlicht translates to primeval light or primordial light. Okay, so first things first, let's have a listen to the final mastered version of this song, my arrangement, and the demo for Sonespheres, and then we can look deeper at the score and the arrangement inside of the Logic project. Okay, so that's the master. We can go ahead and close this out. And this is the score that I mostly worked from. This is a piano reduction of the orchestral score along with the alto vocal. I also worked a bit from the Dover score of Symphony No. 2, just to get a better idea of some of the orchestration of these notes. This is also written around the promo video trailer for the library, and so there was dialogue, and I made some natural breaks in the music for that that would not show up in the time signature of the score, so I took a few liberties there. Inside the Logic project here, I have balanced all the MIDI tracks to audio, which is what you see here, but we can occasionally unhide the MIDI if we need to and look at the notation of some of the parts and maybe play the presets just to see how they sound in isolation. Okay, so the way that I approached this, you see the letters ABC here, and they correspond to these stacks or track stacks in Logic. And basically for each of these sections, I wanted a slightly different texture or tone to the instruments. And so I auditioned and chose the presets from the library based on kind of what I wanted to do in each of those sections. So that's what these letters mean. We can have a listen to each of those individually and maybe see how they differ from one another. To start, I used just this preset called Ripples. I thought it fit the translated title pretty well, and it made for a nice introduction to the promo video. So let me bring up Contact and we can look at a few of the presets that I used in this section A. We already discussed ripples, but here's a photo album. Molecule. This one's called Sauce. And between those four patches, that's kind of the carrying the melodic line of this first section. I'll bring the score back up so you can see that. So those four are basically playing the alto part, as well as the what in the score would be the violins. So to fill out the harmony, I went with embers. Alone. And forgiveness. So let's try the instruments that are carrying the harmonies. And the melody. And if we put those together, it sounds like this. So that's this very short little section A, which is just kind of an introduction. Section B in the score is kind of a brass chorale. Really lovely sound. So in my version, I wanted it to have that same sort of rounded feeling. And I used some brass as well that's not in the library, just to help fill out that rounded sound and stay a bit true to the original. So I can play that with and without the brass, just so you can hear the difference. But some of the patches that I used for this section are Ghosts, Adrift, Sirens, Migration, Change. In Migration and Change, I used to give it a little bit of movement to the chords. Oceania, AM, and Oceania are very much there for texture, and Lotus. So let me mute the brass for a second, and you can hear just this B section with Sonespheres only. And let's add in the brass now, and I'll pull up the score as well so you can kind of follow along with that. Here's what the whole ensemble sounds like. So for section C, I wanted the mood to change fairly dramatically. In the video narration, go from talking about the creation of the library into the concept of it, of the users actually using the library, and how your creativity and imaginations are limitless. And so I wanted the music to sort of shift a bit. We go a bit more full range into some sub bass. It has just an overall more dreamy, distant sound, I think. But here are some of the patches I used. Montage. Videotape. Mass. Step. Lucid, which is what I used for the sub bass. Pathways. And Wayfinder. And Wayfinder and Pathways, I am using a touch of Echo Boy just to give some delay, slap back, and again, adding to the movement that we started in section B. I wanted it to feel even a bit more lively in the final section. And along with those instruments, we also bring back in some of the instruments from the A section, and a couple from B also continue. But let's play just the ones on the bottom here and get a listen to how they may differ. And then if we add in the other sections, it sounds like this, and I will bring up the score again for you to follow along. So there you have it. Again, because this was under dialogue, I wanted something that was meaningful and beautiful, but not too distracting or intricate. And I thought this was the perfect piece for that. And I think that the Sonespheres instruments lend themselves nicely to this sort of lush ambient orchestration. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the piece. I wanted to thank you so much for coming along with us on this Sonespheres journey. Volumes 1 through 4 were a blast to make, and hearing how you all have used them has been very fulfilling. And I hope you love this collection, Limitless, just as much. I can't wait to hear what you do with it. And until next time, see you soon.